can get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Welcome back, everyone, to This Is It Media. I am Corey Roy, and we are here with a recap and a review of Miss Marvel Episode 1 on Disney Plus. Man, I love this show, but I don't know what these guys thought. So before we do that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel so we can continue to bring you content on our road to 3K. And got my boys with me to help me give this recap and review. My man, Hollywood DA, what's going on, brother?
Not much excited to get into this and talk about this show. I can't lie, this is a character I didn't really know much about. So seeing the live action, live in the color, surprised me, man. Surprised me.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, my main Phenom 202. What's going on, brother?
Phenom 202, DDA representative. Yo, I feel the same way Ollie feels, man. I mean, this is a new character. It's new to the Marvel Universe. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what to expect when I watched it. You know what I mean? Yeah. My expectations weren't set yet, so it was a good watch, though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. And we were talking off camera a little bit, but, you know, look, I don't think they could have found a better person to play Kamala Khan. I mean, she is embodying this character. She's awesome. She's great. I mean, and she is a fan girl herself. So Kamala Khan, the comics, is a fan of Miss Marvel. But not only is she a fan of Miss Marvel, she's a fan of all the superheroes. And to see her like embody this character because she is a fan herself. There are actually pictures of her on the internet dressed up as Miss Marvel because she was such a fan of Miss Marvel. So now that she's actually playing the character that she's such a fan of, they couldn't have really picked out a better person. But getting into this episode,
just to give her a shot. Her name's Iman Vellani.
Iman,
I guess. Iman.
IMA. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ollie, because I didn't want to say her name because I didn't want to F it up.
You know, I'll fuck it up. I fuck up English, so I'll fuck up anything.
So Iman, she's killing it, man. I think she's doing a great job. Now let's get to you guys' thoughts, man. I mean, I know what I feel. I'm going to start with Ollie on what are your general thoughts on this character, Iman, Miss Marvel? What are your whole thoughts of this series, this first episode so far?
I mean, my thoughts, I just talk about pretty much the show because, I mean, that's what I know. I mean,
that's all you got to talk
That's
about.
all I know. I mean, I don't know any of her background, so to speak. I just know what was presented. The show itself is fire. I like the whole style of the show, how, like, with her doodles, the little bit of music, the characters, the camera shots. Like, honestly, like, the show fire, man. Like, it just like little things, like when she was hanging off the couch, it was like upside down. The camera was like upside down. Like, little things like that will it's just, you know, great little tricks to keep me entertained. So, I mean, the show itself is, I mean, the style of the show is excellent. Yeah. And I just like the way it looks, the colors, it's like bright pops. Like everything about it is like, oh, okay, I can get into this.
Yeah. What about you, Phenom?
I got two takes on it. The first take is, I'm loving the diversity in Marvel that Disney's bringing. You know what I mean? I think representation is key. They really, honed into the Pakistani Muslim aspect of it, like with the culture and all that stuff. So that's appreciated. To piggyback off of what Ollie was saying, like even like one part when she was walking and she was texting Bruno, and when her mom said no, you can see if you had to look at the signs to see the actual answers to the text.
Yes.
So I thought that was really cool. That was really dope. Never seen that before. We always see like people texting and then the word box will pop up where it was in the text. But you guys actually look at the screen to see what was being talked about. So
yeah, that was dope. It was like they was using things in the background to emphasize or to elaborate the text message that was going through. So he was walking into a store and the neon sign had like the sad face, it was really good. I just love the entertainment value and the artistic element that they are using in this show. It's so good, but a lot of that is because of who Kamala Khan is as a character in the comics. And they're expressing that in so many ways of her colorful personality, her vibrant, her just outlook on everything. I mean, that is that is Kamala. Like, she really is a vibrant, fun, energetic, like, she's always, you can't get better than that. So even when things are even at the worst, she still is finding something in there that's like, where is this coming from? But going back to that, I agree with you, Phenom. Miss Marvel, or Kamala Khan, is a Muslim superhero, and it's really good to see that character being done by Marvel and being put at the forefront. I mean, this is just phenomenal, and I really love the way that Iman is displaying this character, because she is killing it and she's crushing it. And for all those out there don't know, Miss Marvel, the comics have not been out for a long time. The comics been out not even a decade yet, but the comic rose to stardom so fast that now we have a Disney Plus series. And I'm telling y'all right now, if you don't think that the Young Avengers are coming, you are wrong. The
she was the Young Avengers?
are coming. Yes, she's a part of the Young Avengers.
Oh yeah, well they lined up all the characters for it. Then.
They're lining them all up. So let's go. Yeah. We got Falcon Winter Soldier. It was Eli
nephew?
Bradley.
Yeah, the
nephew. So we got Miss Marvel. Clearly,
Black Widow's little sister.
We got Black Widow. Not only that, we in Hawkeye. We got Kate Bishop. Yeah. Kate Bishop is a part of Young Avengers. And you guys didn't watch this, but Wanda's kids are part of the Young Avengers too. Wiccan and Speed. So and I'm sorry, America Chavez. America Chavez is part of the Young Avengers, and she was in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So they have literally lined this all up. Now I think we're going to see these guys either in a movie, maybe 3, 4, 5 years down the line, but you can't get better than that. They done set it all up. So
Marvel, they just took us to 2050, yo.
Yeah, they really have. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Phase 21, yo.
Yeah. So, I thought the series was great. Oh, go ahead, Ollie.
Well, no, I was gonna say, because I mean, you've been loving on Kamala so much, yo. I'm gonna give a little love to her parents, yo. Her mama had me rolling. Her daddy had me rolling. Like the whole family is down there. Like they both of them had me rolling, yo. I can't lie.
I love that.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
You know, this show is directed by, people of color. I think it's a female director, and if not mistaken, and please do not kill me, interwebs, but I think she's either Muslim or Pakistani. But either way, she is bringing the raw truth of the basic elements of how it is in that type of lifestyle and living in New Jersey from the generational perspective, from the perspective of how the parents are and the perspective of how she is, because she's in New Jersey. So you see that situation where it's the breakup of they want to do things one way, but she's living another. They don't quite understand the whole thing of superheroes, and they want to dress. Yeah. They did their best.
They came in the whole cost. Like, Dad went all out, man. He had the green
we had
paint.
Everything. They did their best show. They came with the Hulk costume with the Indian garments on, and I thought that was, they did their best. But she trying to tell them like, yo, that ain't gonna work. Yo, it's gonna make me laugh.
You're right, Corey. Because I mean, like, what I appreciate is like how they infuse the culture. Like we like, and it wasn't a stereotype, because when I say stereotype, you have a person of color producing it from their perspective of what an Americanized Muslim American family looks. You got, the parents are very strict because she made the comment of, I trust you, I don't trust other people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like and her brother was able to do whatever. He about to get married. He had the same restrictions, but she has that restriction. You know what I mean? So you can kind of see how that dynamic works. But there's also a character in there, Ollie. I'm gonna test you. You know who the boy was? Her best friend, Bruno. You know what he was in?
No. What is he in?
He was Henry in The Walking Dead, yo.
I don't know.
Carol's adopted son. He got his head cut off.
See, I stopped watching it after Carl died.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that is. I ain't like him on Walking Dead, but I like him on this.
I love her friend, man. He's smart. He's got the tech savvy. He's good. I think he got a thing for her. I think they both vibe. Of course, he's got a thing for her. And we'll see if that pans out.
And I just want to, I've been doing the Googles here. Yeah, like you said, the director is Sharmeen Obad Chinoy, a Pakistani Canadian journalist. So, like, what I'm saying,
there you go.
Sounds like she's from the culture, so to speak, over there. So
But you know what,
so
Ollie?
she knows what's going on.
To
And
piggyback off of that,
that definitely helps in
Oh, absolutely.
making it more authentic.
so the origin story of Ms. Marvel kind of reminds me. I don't know if you saw Turning Red, the Pixar movie that just came out like over the summer.
Yes,
But it was
I
kind
have.
of it was kind of this. If you look at it, was very similar to the coming of age, even though the young lady in that was I think she was Asian descent,
Yes.
like Chinese, or I want to say she was
Yes.
Chinese,
Yeah, it was
but
Asian descent.
but her parents were or her mom was really protective of her. She wasn't popular in school. It was a coming of age thing, kind of similar to what Ms. Marvel was going through.
Yeah, and and there was something that also was similar to that because her mom knew something about Red that she was hiding from her.
Exactly.
And the mom looks like she knows something about this bracelet because as soon as she showed her the bracelet, she's like, "Oh, that's nothing," and she wanted to put it away and put it in the bracelet. So she knows something about that bracelet. She's not telling Kamala. I feel.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, it's for real because she was like, "Dog, that's trash." She said it real quick. And so she showed it to her. It's like, "Nah, that's trash."
Yeah. And in this first episode, like you said, Phenom, is an origin story. Very similar to the origin story in the comics. In the comics, Kamala Khan winds up getting her powers, disobeying her parents, and going out to a high school party. In this series, she disobeys her parents and goes out to Avenger Con or a Comic Con sort of event, and when her powers come. Yeah, Avenger Con,
Yeah, they had some nice little booths there. I was looking at, I was like,
Me too.
Out of fire, like what they had set up.
Yeah, it was it was kind of dope. They even had a little shrine for Black Widow and Iron Man, like
you just go up there
giving thumbs up to them. Yeah. But it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty
the
cool.
costumes was dope. Like you see everybody from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
somebody had an ant on. You know what I'm saying? And it was just everywhere, and I liked it. Yo, it was good.
I thought it was good too. I thought it was good. What did you guys think of? Because really, this is an origin story, really leading up to her getting her powers really that first time. So this whole scene, and I want to say her getting her powers is way different than it is in the comics. It looks like her powers are originating from the bracelet, or maybe the bracelet has activated something that is inside of her. It's really going to be hard to say how they do it, but it seems like her powers are going to be a little more cosmic powers than it is in the comics, because in the comics she's more like a she's more like a Mr. Fantastic, but she can withstand bullets. She's pretty strong, and she's got a whole lot of different things piled up into one, but she mostly uses her, ability to stretch and uses her durability, and she's pretty strong too. She can withstand bullets. She can do all kinds of things. But this looks a little different. It looks like she's got some things shooting out of her hands and stuff like that. But look, before I go into too many deep of that, what did you guys think of her just coming to the Comic-Con and just her getting her powers in that moment? And what did you guys think of that whole scene? Because this is your guys' first time really seeing it. So what were your guys' thoughts?
I thought it was dope how they did it. She put on the bracelet, started doing a little power up. She did a little backflip through the underworld.
I don't know what that
I don't know. Through
They was the ancestors. Look like
they had glowy eyes. It was interesting.
Then when she came back, she just started shooting. She didn't even know what she was doing. She's like, oh, like so. Just imagine I can't imagine being a superhero like if you weren't one for birth and you just started like doing stuff out the blue. Like you'd be like, man, what the hell? That's basically what it was. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a nice little scene from there to her knocking Ant-Man's head down and rolling in. We got Thor's hammer coming in, taking people out. So that whole scene with her getting the powers was good.
Yeah. What about you, Phenom?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the first time I've seen somebody get their powers in public like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about like Peter Parker, Miles Morales, they got bit by the spider, but they ended up finding out their powers in private. Like something crazy is going on. So they had a chance to kind of trying to develop them and trying to rein them in before displaying them out in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That I never thought about that. That is a solid point. The interesting thing about this is when she did do it in public, though, she did have on a cosplay, so nobody actually still saw who it was. So that's going to be interesting because we know what the next episode is going to be. She's going to wake up and go to school the next day. She came. That's going to be the next episode. So what's going to happen now that she's learned her powers in school? Very similar to Peter Parker. I mean, he's coming to school, and all of a sudden he's got all these powers now. What is he going to do? Is he going to beat up the girl that's picking on her? Or,
Yeah, she would probably be like, "Excuse me," or she was like, "I need my Kim book," and it was like, "We doing?" She was like, she'll hit something. They're like, the eyes will get on. They're like, "Oh," like, we just go away.
Interesting. I don't know how many episodes this is. I heard this anywhere from 7 to 9 episodes for this possible, but I'm not really sure. But I'm really enjoying this series. I mean, this is really just an origin story, but overall, there's just nothing about this I don't like. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the look. I love the writing. I love the way that Iman is playing Kamala Khan. Yes. She is killing it. This is exactly how Kamala Khan is in the comics. You cannot get better than the way she's playing it. And I almost am just imagining the interaction when you start to have her interact when they start to have her actually around superheroes. How is that interaction going to be? Like, she's going to fangirl out. Just like,
I was about to say she'll fangirl out.
They're going to fangirl out, like, for real. Just like Peter Parker did when he showed up in Civil War and he's supposed to stop Captain America. And he's like, "Hey, Cap, what's going on? Big fan. Hey." That's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm excited to see that as well.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think Miss Marvel's going to, you think Captain Marvel's going to show up?
Personally, no. I think this series is all about Miss Marvel, but I think she might show up at the end because there's a movie coming out called The Marvels, and it's coming out next year. And that's going to be Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, or Photon, or, the girl from WandaVision. WandaVision, yes. So those are all supposed to come together. So it's called The Marvels. That's when I think she's going to show up at the very end of this episode, if possible. No,
I mean, I don't think they shouldn't have to cut her a big check, especially if they're going to use it as promotion. You know what I mean? Because we really don't see like Avengers in any of these.
No, not. And not what the thing in the comics, they're not really there. She winds up. She does her thing for, I don't want to say she does her thing for a while. She eventually does get in contact with the Avengers and other superheroes in the comics, but she's a high schooler finding out her powers and just trying to figure out, and she's got all the other stuff that's going on, guys and school and parents. And that's what makes it so great. The stuff that we loved about Peter Parker, what made him so great, is because he was a superhero that had everyday problems.
Yeah.
And that's why Kamala Khan's ascension was so great, because it was like the new age Peter Parker
for this era.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. So
I think they'll draw more. So I mean, we're older. We've been around comics and we know all these characters.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what like the younger generation, like who they relate to. You know what I mean? When we grew up on Spider-Man. Then they come introduce Miles Morales. As another introduction to Spider-Man. Tom Holland, Zendaya. They bring in all these younger people into the Marvel fold to kind of get that demographic to keep growing. You know what I mean? Because the fanboys, we always going to watch Marvel cartoons, movies till we're 80.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they do a good job of keeping that legacy going on with these characters.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get a recap of everybody's thoughts on this episode before we close it out. For an intro episode for me, I hate to give it a 9, but it was really just that good for an intro episode. If I had known nothing about the character, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm ready to see episode 2, because the way they hit everything on the nail, they hit the nail on the head for me. Want to see what's going to happen in episode 2. So for me, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I really did want to give it a 9, but 8.5 for now, because I'm thinking other episodes will be 9s. Ollie, what were your thoughts? What was your number for this episode?
I mean, I'd go ahead and give it a 9. Honestly, I like the show. I like that it had enough action for, since it is a superhero show. It had just enough action. It had comedy, what I'm saying, stuff I like. I laughed. And I mean, just over, like I said, the overall aesthetic of the show, like I really enjoyed it. So I mean, I give it a 9. I'm not kidding. Definitely has me excited for next week.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Phenom, what about you?
9. I think they hit it on the head at first. When I love the beginning of it when they did the origin of Captain Marvel. Like,
and the whole drawing and the animation, and then she was on like a podcast. Oh, that was great.
Yeah. And then she said, no, she disappeared. Like, no, I like that transition.
Yes.
I'm anxious to see what the villain's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Could
I mean?
be that guy we saw at the end. You know, maybe not, but
in the cutscene.
No, yeah, in the cutscene at the end. At the end, there was a cutscene, and it was like, "Oh, who's that?" Yeah, go get. He might be the guy, but it'll be interesting to see who the actual villain is. I'm trying to remember who the villain was in the comics. It wasn't anybody major, but it was like a professor or some scientist or something like that. And she had to jump in and try to stop him from doing something. But I'll be interested to see who the villain is in this as well, because you do need a villain in order to be the hero. It's the hero's journey. So we'll see what that is.
They're not giving nobody too big off the jump, huh?
No.
Yeah, we can do a professor. We had an evil scientist. We don't need not Thanos. We just give it the evil scientist off the jump. Like start off. You know what I'm saying? On the kiddie in the kiddie pool.
That's it. You know, friendly neighborhood villain. You know,
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
That's all. We don't need nobody big yet. She'll get there though. She will get there. Yeah, she's dynamite. And I love, and this is one thing I will say, I've noticed so many pieces of the comics in this. Like a lot of the silhouettes in the background are images from the comics, like her standing on the light, looking at the city with when her outfit, there's like a little scarf or cape that's flowing. That's straight out the comics.
Oh, okay.
That is straight out the comics, and they show it a lot in this in different parts in the credits and stuff. And I really love that. But other than that, look, you guys, we are ready for episode 2. Don't forget to take this ride with us. We're going to end this episode right here. Other than that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, keep us going on that road to 3K. We're going to have more content. I love this show, loved everything about it. Come back and see us, because we're going to do recap of episode 2 and review. That's Hollywood DA. That's Phenom 202. I'm Corey Roy. This is In Media, and we are out of here, y'all.
Peace.
Yep.
I think you'll get with this, because this is where it's at.
It's surprising that they
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, because this is where it's at.